friends. What's shaking, bacon? Get your pens and papers. We're going to do tincture. We are going to do a cough syrup. So get your goodies, friends, because it's on. Let me get a few things here. I kind of jumped on here before I was really ready. But what's new, right? What's new? And I'm tripping over things. Sorry, I'm unprepared. It's the story of my life. Y'all should know that. Just getting some jars here. Tequila. Hello, hello. How are you, Just a Mom? We're gonna make a cough suppressant for like a really bad cough. We're doing two versions. We're gonna do a tincture and we are going to do a glycerite. So get your pens and paper. I am more prepared today. So I actually have my laptop so we can discuss all the goodies because my memory isn't that great. And we sure do not want vinegar. We want, whoops, we want glycerite. All right, I think we are about ready. Let me get my measuring apparatuses here. I try to be prepared. It's kind of funny, isn't it? All right. Do I have everything that I absolutely need? Oh, this fucking thing. We'll deal with that later. I need to get a wooden spoon out of my dishwasher. We've got a low count in here today. It is awfully early. It's not even 9 o'clock, and I'm still in my jammies. We're gonna have some coffee. All right, friends. My ass is finally sitting down. Hi, friends. Good morning, Annette. Good morning, Lady Moon. How is everyone? We're going to do some things and fun stuff. Got a lot going on. We're going to be doing tinctures. We're going to make it even better. We're going to take tinctures. So, as you guys know, I make my own plant medicine. Hi, Kathy. Thanks for joining. And these are what I take on a daily basis. These can all be found on my website, which is linked in my bio. This one here is called My Heart is Full. Now, when you get a dropper out, it's about half. I do 3 of these with this one. It has wonderful herbs in it that are, let's see, motherwort, which is known as the heart herb. It has lemon balm, which can help with the electrical impulses that sometimes make you feel like you get heart palpitations. It has soursop leaves in there, which is wonderful for overall health, but it's great for cardiovascular. It has holy basil in there. There's 5 altogether. So this is my turmeric tincture. And I do, look how beautiful dark that is. I see a lot of creators out here advertising very large brands saying that, you know, if this is, I don't know how they say it, but turmeric's dark. It's a beautiful color. So when you see a turmeric that is not a dark color, you have to kind of wonder, because that shit'll stain. So anyway, not only do I have the pepperine in here that is captured in its active, good morning truck girl, active immediate state, I also put fenugreek in here. And I'm going to put 4 of these. I've got a lot of inflammation, and I've worked up to it. And I can tell when I don't have my turmeric. Turmeric is a wonderful inflammation fighter. And the fenugreek and the pepperine together is wonderful in helping that turmeric penetrate your cell walls, the muscles, the joints, etc. So you want to make sure you have that carrier with it. So let's think about this. You're just going and buying a capsule off the store shelves from Walmart, CVS, Rite Aid, wherever it may be. How long is that pepperine that possibly could be in that capsule? How old is that? You know, it's just, so I like a tincture. You can make the tinctures yourselves, guys. And that's what we're going to do today. I'm going to show you how to make your own tinctures. The next one that I use is the Mushroom 5. It's called the Mushroom 5, but this actually has 7 different mushrooms in there. Some of them I grow on site. The lion's mane, which is good for brain fog, brain acuity, sharpness. It has cordyceps in there, which is great for energy. Athletes use them because it gives you natural energy, and it doesn't give you that peak and then the drop. You don't feel like, oh God, I need that 3 o'clock coffee. It's steady all day long. And I know when I have not taken my Mushroom 5. It also includes turkey tail. It includes chaga, reishi mushrooms. We also have in here, let's see, cordyceps, lion's mane, shiitake. A lot of clinical studies on fighting breast cancer. It also, you know, the turkey tails of cancer. All mushrooms are really good at fighting cancer. So I put 4, and again, the droppers don't go all the way to the top. So that's considered a dropper. So I'm going to put 3 of these in here. What else do I take? This is my mineral health. Our bodies have 102 minerals. If we don't have overall good gut health, there's no number. There's no number, Lady Moon. It's what your body needs. You need to look at ingredients of tinctures, because let's say my heart is full. Let's just say my heart is full has soursop in it, but it may be low on the list of ingredients, because you know how the ingredients are the largest amount to the lowest. Unless you use equal parts when you're making your tincture. So you don't have to take a soursop tincture because you're getting your soursop here. So it really just depends. You know, the body needs what it needs. So mineral health, 102 minerals in our body. If you don't, I'm going to put 3 of these, and I'm going to be honest, it tastes like absolute shit. But I have gotten used to having it in my coffee. Took a long time. But it has bladderwrack, Irish sea moss, and burdock. Let's think about that. Irish sea moss and bladderwrack are seaweeds. So yeah, it does have kind of a fishy, oceany taste. But like I said, I've gotten used to it. You could put it in water and chug it real quick if you wanted to. And I can smell it. Lymph and liver. It's a support for your lymphatic system and your liver. I do have a fatty liver. So this is something I take, and I put 4 of these in there. And we are about out of it. I gotta get a refill. And isn't it wonderful? You can also use that topically. Mix that wet pain tincture with some castor oil. Apply it topically wherever you're aching and hurting, joints, whatever. You'll feel the relief. You'll feel the relief. This is Dr. Jekyll and Ms. Hyde. This is for hormonal, perimenopause, menopausal, postmenopausal women. I'm post, but your symptoms never really go away. This helps. It has, so I'm going to put 3 in here. There are so many wonderful herbs in here that help with those things, including shatavari, wild geum, black cohosh, evening primrose, damiana, white peony, so many good things. And I'm not taking evening primrose oil. Okay, let me put this out of the way because I need all my space. All right, friends, we're just gonna sip on this while we do some work. And it's kind of weird when I drink coffee and I don't have my tinctures in there. My coffee tastes weird because I've gotten so used to having my tinctures in there. All right, friends, we are going to do a cough support, an uncontrollable. You ever had that cough that you just can't get rid of, and when it starts, you can't get rid of it, you can't stop? Hi, Hannah. Thanks for joining. Well, that's what we are going to address. We're going to make a tincture and a glycerite that helps with that. My laptop turned off. We're making a quart size. So the first thing, we're going to use 100 proof vodka. And I'm also going to make a glycerite. So the glycerite is going to be the actual glycerin, food grade, with distilled water. Let me get my scale. We're going to need this. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do, we've got 2 jars. One is going to be our alcohol, ethanol tincture. This one's going to be our glycerite, okay? First thing we're going to use is cherry bark. Cherry bark is an expectorant. Let me find all my herbs here. What do we got? I got things everywhere. I thought I had cherry bark out. Son of a... Oh, here it is. Nope. Did I put it back for some reason? All right. I don't know where I put it. We're not going to hold you guys up. We're going to continue to move on. So for a quart jar, you want 1/8 of a cup, 1/8 of a cup of cherry bark. What cherry bark is it's an expectorant. An expectorant actually thins the mucus, so it's going to make things easier to cough up. So cherry bark is your one of your ingredients. Licorice is your next one. Licorice is a demulcent, and licorice root will coat the areas, you know, you get that tickle in your throat, makes you want to cough. Well, licorice helps that. So we're going to do 1/8 of a cup of that. This is a 1/4, so we're going to do 1/2 of a 1/4. Again, we're doing 1/8 of licorice root, and I don't have my wild cherry bark in front of me, but you need 1/8 a cup of wild cherry bark. The next thing that we're going to use is mullein. Mullein is a demulcent. It also coats those irritated areas that make you want to, cough. And it also helps clean out the lungs. So there's a lot of actives that happen with mullein. We are actually going to do a cup of mullein. That's not going to fit in there, so we've got 1/2 to do 2 of these. Good morning, Crystal. How are you? We are making a cough tincture. We've got so far 1/8 of a cup of cherry bark, 1/8 of a cup of licorice, and we're doing 1 cup of mullein. Me too. Enjoying my coffee. Threw my tinctures in there. Yeah. Well, fantastic news, Black Woman. Thanks for joining. All right, recap. This is a cough suppressant. 1/8 of a cup of wild cherry bark. I just breathed in that powders of that mullein because it's very fine. 1/8 of a cup of licorice, which is a demulcent. The cherry bark's an expectorant. It's going to thin the mucus. It's going to help it cough up. The licorice is a demulcent. It's going to coat the irritated areas. And we have 1 cup of mullein, which is also a demulcent. Right? I know. Well, you know when you pour something in the backlash of it or whatever? Yeah, whew. And we need lobelia. Lobelia is a antispasmodic. So, an antispasmodic. What's an antispasmodic? It's going to calm down those spasms. So when you get a cough like I just did, that spasming, lobelia helps calm that down. It's an antispasmodic. You could also use something like cramp bark. Wow, that little fine dust did get me. I grabbed the wrong one. Cheesy Weezy. Where's my lobelia at? Damn it, man. Let's turn you guys around so I can show you guys things and you can read them. Son of a gun. There we go. Lobelia. We are going to do 1/8 of a cup of lobelia. Again, this is an antispasmodic. Some more of that fine dust fallout. Whew. So far, we have got the cherry bark. We've got the licorice. We have 1 cup of mullein. We got 1/8 of a cup of lobelia. Excuse me. What are we going to put in now? We're going to put in some ginger. And we are going to do 1/8 of the ginger. You could use fresh ginger if you wanted to. I have powdered. Ginger is very well known at helping coughs. The snap-on lids, the big ones, I think Amazon, you can get them on Amazon. Yeah. Let's see. The next one that we are going to use is clove. Now, I have already made a clove tincture. I made this back in March. So I'm using alcohol in this one. I'm just going to add that in there. But in this one, I don't have any clove. It's out in the safe, out in the garage, and I didn't grab the actual cloves. So later on today, I'm going to add the clove. After we get off here, I'll add the clove and the wild cherry bark. Okay, so clove is wonderful for antispasmodic, calming things down. And we are going to do 1/4 of a cup of clove. All right. Bear with me here, friends. All right. Thyme. 1/4 a cup of clove. The clove tincture is just clove. Yes, ma'am, it's just clove and alcohol. Yes. Now then, we're going to add 1/8 of a cup of thyme. So let's say you don't have all these ingredients. If you are at home and you can't get to the store and you're coughing, kids are coughing, you can take thyme, you can take ginger, you can take some clove, make a tea, add some honey to it. Those are all natural cough suppressants. We're just boosting this up with all of these other herbs. So we are going to do 1/4 a cup of thyme in both of these. Alright, so we've got the cherry, well, we didn't put the cherry bark, we've got the licorice, we've got the mullein, the lobelia, we got the ginger, we have got the clove. We are going to put, hi Prana. I do grow a lot of these and harvest them myself. And then what I can't grow, I do have a couple links in my bio that you can get them from. And I am making a cough suppressant. Next thing we're going to do is mint. And we're going to do 1/4 a cup of mint. And I've got to break these up a little bit, because I didn't break them up when I dried them. I like to keep them in their freshest state until I'm going to use them. So we've got 1/4 and 1/4. Angie, should I put the recipe? Yes, that would be great. Thank you. I'll send it to you. I'm a nutcase. My wild cherry bark was sitting right here the whole time. All right, friends. We're going to put 1/8 of a cup of that wild cherry bark. All right, so the only thing that's missing is the cloves. In this one, we have our clove liquid in the alcohol one, because we're doing 2 different versions. We're doing a tincture here in the blue, and we're going to be doing a glycerite here in the glass, okay? And last but not least is our marshmallow. The marshmallow is a demulcent. It coats irritated areas so that you don't want to cough. It has mucilage in it. And the only way to get that mucilage out is by water. Alcohol, ethanol by itself does not pull out that mucilage. And that, again, is what coats and what helps with the cough. Now then, as I mentioned at the beginning, we are using 100 proof alcohol, vodka. That is a 50-50 ratio when they make it. That means it's 50% ethanol and 50% water. So that water in that recipe of vodka is going to pull the mucilage out for us. And then we will talk about this here in just a moment. So we are going to put in, well, maybe 1/8. We're going to do 1/4 of a cup, I'm sorry. Yeah, probably going to be doing 1/8 because I'm out of marshmallow. Okay. Hi, Terry. Well, thanks for hopping on and saying hi. I appreciate it. Get a good rest. I appreciate you popping in. Cinnamon. Cinnamon's wonderful. That's another thing. If you don't have all these herbs, you can use the thyme, you can use the clove, the ginger, cinnamon with honey. Wonderful, wonderful concoction for your family if you don't have all the herbs. Whoops. Okay, friends. We are officially done adding everything, except for our menstruum. And our menstruum is our liquid. Again, this is the alcohol one, okay? 50% ethanol, 50% water. The ethanol is going to draw out all the non-water soluble medical properties, and the 50% water in the vodka is going to pull out all the water soluble. So it's a winner chicken dinner. If you use less than 100 proof, friends, you're not going to have a strong tincture. Honestly, if you can even go higher than 100, that would be great. But for purposes and teaching you guys, I stick with 100. It's honestly better to go 90, like Everclear, going up to 190. But then you're going to have to add water, and I know that gets kind of confusing to some people. That is a discussion that needs to happen on a Zoom where I do going to be doing my herbal classes, and we can get back into the nitty-gritty of strong medicine. So this is our alcohol. We are going to fill this up to the brim. I'm just kind of letting that do its thing here. Let that alcohol submerge and touch every bit of that plant matter. Let it absorb some of this alcohol so we can figure out how much more we have to add. And we did fill that up. And I didn't get my press and seal. One moment. The reason that I use a barrier, which I use press and seal between the lid and the alcohol, is that you can get some condensation, rusting, some black looking type of stuff, you know, so you want to protect it. So we have our barrier there. We are going to put on our lid. And we are going to shake it. I always turn it upside down to make sure everything clearly is under the menstruum so that it's under the alcohol. We don't want any of our plant matter exposed to air. That's how you get bacteria. Now, tinctures can last up to 10 years. They're long-term shelf life. They are the strongest of the plant medicine recipes that you can make. This is considered the folk method. The more scientific method I will share on Zooms over under my members. There's no cost under my website. All right, so now we need to label that. You want to make sure you label because believe me, I haven't before, and there's no way you're going to remember what it is, honestly. Honestly. So this is our cough tincture. And I already have my recipe in my laptop, so therefore I do not need to write my ingredients on here. I did not deviate away from my recipe at all. If I would have deviated away, I would have notated that on here, but I'm not going to. So today's date is the 12th, 10/12/23. I'll go over it. Work's calling me. Well, one of my suppliers. But I'm officially on a vacation day today. We're not answering it. So this is the cough tincture. Today's date. This needs to sit for 6 weeks. Every day, you need to shake it. Not just like this. You want to give it some time. Give yourself a little arm workout. That friction, that movement, that alcohol touching the surface area of those herbs is what pulls it out. You need that movement, okay? It won't be as strong if you don't do that. So let's get this one out of the way. Now let's talk about the glycerite. This is exactly the same ingredients that we just did in the alcohol tincture. But this is going to be a glycerite. A glycerite is definitely child friendly. It is a food grade glycerin, and it can pull out those non-water soluble medicinal properties out of plants. It cannot by itself pull out the water solubles, meaning the plant phytochemistry constituents that need water to be pulled out. Glycerin by itself cannot do that. Another thing is you don't want to just make a glycerin only glycerite. You need the water because over time the glycerin can irritate the esophagus. So you want to make sure you include your distilled water. So the distilled water is going to pull out those water-soluble polysaccharides, and it's also going to coat and help coat the throat with that food-grade glycerin. Now then, when you're doing a glycerin, you at least have to have 70% glycerin in your jar, and you need 30% distilled water. So being as this is a quart jar, I need 22.4 ounces of glycerin in this. So we've got our scale. And let's turn it on. We're gonna clear that. And now I need 22.4 ounces. So we're gonna measure this. And I need to change my units. There we go. Ooh, I'm gonna have to stir that up. I can't get the full 22 in there. So I'm using the other end of my little wooden doohickey here. Okay, let's add a little bit more. Need to get up to 22.4. And there we go. Now then, distilled water. We need to have, we're going to clear this out. Yes. We need to have 9.6 ounces of distilled water. And again, we're going to have to stir this. We may need to have a bigger jar. I'm not fucking around with that. Excuse my language, guys. Just too much. Bigger jar, bigger jar, bigger jar, bigger jar. Bear with me, friends. Alrighty. Gonna find a lid too. I need to write this down, some numbers. Sorry, because I'm taking it off that scale. So 9.6, and I am at 4.94. Okay. Now you may be wondering why I'm going to add that water into here, the rest of that water. There's a lot of stuff in there. After I add the remaining amount of water, we're going to shake this and dump it into the final one right here. Alright, hold on one second. So I need 4.66 ounces. This is the jar that I transferred the other part of this mixture to. We're adding that water. And it's all mixed up. This will sit for 6 weeks, and we're gonna strain it, and we've got a cough tincture that's good for kids. And if you give me a moment, I'll answer any questions here in just a second. I need to label that real quick. That is a cough Glycerite. And I put a G on there for Glycerite, so that we know. For sure, friends. Let's get this out of the way. All right, guys, do we have any questions about anything that we did? If you have a pen and paper, I will go over everything on that recipe. We did 2 versions. We did 2 versions, and if you notice, I didn't put the press and seal on that Glycerite because it wasn't all the way to the top. Okay, so this is a cough suppressant for that uncontrollable cough. We did 2 versions. We did the tincture, which was 100 proof alcohol, 50% water, 50% alcohol, because it's 50% alcohol by weight by volume. So that pulls out the water soluble and the non-water soluble medicinal benefits out of the plants. We also did a Glycerite, and we used food grade glycerin, and I want to point out food grade glycerin, not skin care glycerin. You need a food grade glycerin at a 70% to 30% distilled water ratio. I did enough for a quart jar, so you have to do the math on what is 70% of a quart jar. So you can Google it. There's all sorts of calculators out there that you can determine what your percentage needs to be, because if you get too much water, friends, water is the environment for bacteria. You will get bacteria in your tinctures and your glycerites if you have too much water, and that is including alcohol. If you have more water than alcohol, you can get bacteria in a tincture. So make sure your water percentages are up to par and safe, especially when you're using fresh plant matter, because your fresh herbs contain water, and you need to take into consideration when you're making a tincture that water percentage of the plants, because it's in your recipe. They're in the jar. You're making it. All right, so cough suppressant. We got wild cherry bark. And again, this is based upon a quart jar, okay? 1/8 cup, that's an expectorant, so it's going to thin the mucus and make it easier to push out of the body. You've got licorice at 1/8 cup, which is a demulcent, so it's going to coat those irritated areas that get irritated and you have that uncontrollable cough. It's going to calm that down. We had 1 cup of mullein. Mullei's great for the lungs, lung support. It's always, Odessa, what do you mean? On the water? Yeah, you need to watch that water, man. Even if you're making skincare too. I see a lot of people out here never mentioning, you know, even if you have, you know, let's say this was a coffee scrub or a sugar scrub I made at home, and it's sitting on my bathroom counter, and, you know, I throw some water on my face, and then I go and put my hand in that container to pull out some of that scrub. I've got water in there. That's a haven for bacteria. So you need to make small amounts. Only use what you think you are, only make what you think you're going to use in a week. 1 week. And even less than a week, honestly. 1 week. Because it can get bacteria. And now you're kind of defeating your purpose on taking care of your skin because you're rubbing bacteria all over there. So, water is the playground for bacteria. Always remember that, okay? All right. We have that mullein, which is also a demulcent. You can add vitamin E, but it's still not going to be long term. It won't. Vitamin E may extend it for a few days, but when you have water in it, now vitamin E is great for preserving oils, but water, no, you actually would need something like red radish root, something like that. That's 100% natural preservative for that. Where were we at? Mullein, demulcent. It's going to help with coughing those things up. It's also a great lung support. We had lobelia in there, which is an antispasmodic, so that tickle where the muscles, you know, spasmy. It's going to help that. Lobelia also has the profile as a antibiotic. So lobelia is wonderful. Thyme. Thyme also is a great cough suppressant that you have right in your kitchen. Marshmallow, which is a wonderful, wonderful demulcent because it contains mucilage. It'll help coat the areas, sore throats. It's another thing with this cough syrup. It's going to have marshmallow, so it's going to ease that sore throat. We're going to be doing our sore throat spray this weekend on the Zoom, and it contains marshmallow. And that's because it's coating, it's soothing to the throat. But it also helps get that gunk up. So, wonderful. We included, and that was 1/8 of a cup of the marshmallow. We also included 1/4 cup of each of the mint and the ginger and clove and cinnamon. All of those help with coughing, natural suppressants. You would have the clove, the ginger, the mint. You may have all those in your kitchen. But let's say you don't have the mullein or the licorice or the wild cherry bark or the marshmallow. That's fine. Pull out the thyme, pull out the ginger, pull out the mint, pull out the clove and the cinnamon, the thyme. Did I already say thyme? Pull out the sage, pull out the oregano. Make yourself, and if you don't have a glycerite, guys, make an oxymel. Grab some apple cider vinegar and some local honey. 50-50 ratio on those. Add those herbs to it. Let it sit. You are going to have yourself a wonderful oxymel, which is natural medicine to be able to take for you and your children. You would need to strain it, of course. Yes, mullein's very good. I just started, actually, a tincture yesterday that I call Breathe, and it's wonderful for COPD and asthma. So, friends, we went ahead and measured our glycerin. Hi, Crystal, how are you? The bronchitis tincture, start out, you know, as long as you do your skin test and you're fine with everything, Start out with the dropper, and you know the droppers don't fill all the way up. It's a half a dropper when you squeeze the bottle. I would start out with one, see how your body reacts, and increase as needed. That's what I do. Myself, but I take tinctures a lot, and I know what my... Well, good, I'm glad. Did I send you the pain tincture? Because that pain one, just an FYI, sweetheart, if I did send you that pain tincture, I hope I did. If I didn't, I'll send you a sample. It's a pain tincture that you can take under the tongue. But the good thing about it is, hold on. Do you see this glove? This thick ass glove. When I strain that wet pain tincture, I use this glove because I'm holding the top of the cheesecloth and I'm squeezing here. That pain tincture is so strong that it gets through this glove, and these two fingers go numb. It numbs it. Literally. So if you take my wet pain tincture that is available on my website and add a little bit of castor oil to that wet pain tincture and put it topically where you may have joints or pains, okay, you're going to feel relief. Knees, arthritis. It is hot. It has cayenne in it, and it has a lot of cayenne in it because cayenne is a vasodilator. It is opening the blood vessels. It is letting it flow. And you can take it immediate relief if you're in a lot of pain. A few drops, a dropper. Start out with 4 drops under your tongue. I've had wonderful feedback from my customers that have had broken spines, herniated discs, TMJ, and they will use the castor and rub it. Start out with small amounts because it's effective. Just a few drops topically, a few drops under the tongue, and then increase as needed. Listen to your body. It is hard for anyone, unless your doctor has your medical records and sees your weight and height and everything else, to actually say this is what you need. You need to listen to your body. And you know better than a doctor anyways on what your body is telling you. We just need to listen to our bodies, okay? It's very effective. It really is. I know, pain's horrible. Pain's horrible. And there's no reason any of us should have to be in pain. There's a way we can figure it out. So, anyway, check out the pain tincture, friends. We did the Glycerite for our cough tincture. And I just want to reemphasize, you need to have a 70-30 ratio. You will need to do the math for a quart. It is 22.4 ounces of food grade glycerin. Again, and I'm going to stress food grade. A lot of creators talk about glycerins. There are 2 different glycerins. There's a skincare glycerin, which is a humectant. It holds in moisture into your face. And then there's food grade glycerin. We need to know that. So food grade glycerin, you're at 22.4 ounces, and your distilled water is going to be 9.6 ounces. So you can also, for children, add some flavorings. In my Linktree, in my Amazon storefront, I have flavorings that are 100% natural extracts. There is no GMO, no additives. It's like $10 and you get 10 different flavorings that you can add to these to make them a little bit better so the kids won't fight you as much. pineapple, cherry, strawberry. I mean, you got a nice collection there. Or if you don't have those, use a tiny little bit of like rock candy flavoring, just a little bit in there to make it a little bit better for them. You can make popsicles, friends, when kids are sick. Make a tea out of these things, out of your ginger, things like that. Add a little bit of that flavoring in there. Make a popsicle when they have a fever. They're going to enjoy that. We got to be creative to get the medicine and the herbs into them. So, any questions, friends? Yay! Well, I guess I explained everything well enough then. This is wonderful. We will have this on my website, Time to Heal. It will be on our members only page. There is no cost to become a member to my website. It's 100% free. And it's really beneficial to you because every month I send you an email that gives you cost savings codes in the event that you want to buy something that I make. I also share the recipes with you, and we're going to start posting them on my website. I do lives here to show you these things, but I'm not going to post videos showing these things. If you catch me on a live, great. I will do snippets of the live, and I do post my lives on YouTube, but I am bad about that, so sometimes I miss things. A lot. I miss a lot on YouTube. Up in my link tree, there is a link to my website. You scroll all the way down, and it says become a member. And that's how you become a member. There's no cost. In that email, too, every month, we do a monthly Zoom meeting, which is free to you. And that's where we can interact. You can join the Zoom meeting, and I do exactly what we did today. We make stuff. This weekend, we are going to... Ooh, thank you, Black Woman. I appreciate that. Yes. Everyone, please follow Black Woman. She is wonderful. She is going all holistic, and she's also experiencing a lot of health challenges right now. A lot. She brings awareness to what our government and these manufacturers are putting in the things that we consume that do hurt us. And she's experiencing this right now. So please follow her and share her videos if you can, so we can make all of us more aware of how we can keep ourselves healthier and not be plagued with a lot of these chemicals that the FDA does not monitor. And if you are not believing that, watch the movie Not So Pretty. And that is just not these indie reporters giving information that make everybody wonder, oh, is that really true? No, this is actual scientists talking about it. Political, I mean, honestly, watch it. Not So Pretty. It's very, very, very educational. From makeup to your body washes. Hey, what's up, them farms? So, following me, becoming a member on my website. I keep on jumping around and I apologize. We mentioned the savings codes. We mentioned recipes. We mentioned the Zoom meetings. This Zoom, we're doing a sore throat spray that is kid-friendly. We're doing a fever reducer, kid-friendly. So I've already taught how to make your own magnesium spray, fire cider. Oh my gosh, I can't even think of everything that we've done, guys. So much. I mean, there's your own shampoo, your own body wash, no chemicals, 100% free. And I'm not charging you for this. I'm not charging you for it. Now, some people don't like to make things. I have friends and family that don't have time, but they want to utilize organic, natural products. So that's why I sell them. That's why I've made these things forever. And honestly, if the world goes to shit with all the stuff going in our world and supply chain where we get the majority of our ingredients, our medicine, our... Guys, what if supply chain goes down again with all these wars? Okay? You'd think with 2 big wars going on, we're not going to get drug in somehow. Some way, shape, or form, we sure as hell are going to. What if you can't get... We don't make these medicines in the United States. A lot of the medicines are not made. You're going to see shortages. Learn. Be self-sufficient. You want to be able to know that you can walk into your house and you have what you need to take care of your family. 100%. Fenugreek is very good. I've got a glucose slasher. Bitter melon's also very good for diabetes. But I have a tincture called Glucose Slasher, I believe. And it's on my website. It's wonderful. Wonderful for diabetes. So yes, please, let me get some more coffee. I need more coffee! I take my tinctures in my coffee, but I like it to be warm. I don't like drinking cold Irish sea moss because I put my mineral health in there. You're welcome, Kathy. There's quite a lot of things. Turmeric, ginger, bitter melon, fenugreek. You can even just go to my website and look at the ingredients. If you don't want to buy it and you want to make it yourself, you've got a list of ingredients that would be good. We're also doing giveaways this weekend on the Zoom meeting. There are some guidelines. You have to follow me here on my YouTube and Instagram. All links are in my bio. You have to be a current customer and given a review on my website. But we're giving out great skincare products this weekend. One of them is going to have the LED light along with a lot of good things, a lot of goodness. But you must be present during the Zoom to be able to win. And I've still got to figure out how that's going to work. Because I need to find an app that works with Zoom to pull winners. So I might team up with Anna and we might try to find some type of app that works with Zoom to pull winners on only individuals present at the time the Zoom is live. Or right then and there, you know. Patreon. I follow a few people on Patreon. I'm not sure what you're saying. They have a app to pull winners on a drawing. Is that what you mean? One more thing I wanted to do with you guys today. Ugh. All right, so we were doing yesterday we made the first process of my Breathe tincture. It has a lot of good things in it. I don't have the recipe. My laptop just turned out. But we wanted to do a water extraction, like a tea, a decoction of osha root. I used Everclear in this, so it's only 5% water. Okay. Ooh. Oh, that could have been really bad. Really bad. All right. But I don't have any more Everclear. I gotta go see if they have any more today. I bought the last one they had off the shelves yesterday. Now then, the reason that I wanted to do both a high-proof alcohol, ethanol extraction and a water is because, if you've been on this live, there are, based upon the phytochemistry of plants, you have constituents: medicine that can only be pulled out with water, and you have medicine that can only be pulled out with ethanol. So because I used such a high proof alcohol, Everclear, with only, that's made out of only 5% water, I needed more water to pull out that water soluble medicine. That's why we did a water extraction. This is actually going to be married and joined with this one at the correct percentage, because again, I don't want too much water in here. Otherwise, it's a haven for bacteria. So later on today, I am going to actually measure, because I've got to do my calculations. I haven't done that yet. And we're going to put that in there because I made less than I normally do because I didn't have enough alcohol. So I've got to redo my calculations. I've got a little bit less than a half a gallon. Normally I make a gallon. So I need to redo my calculations on that to determine my percentages. How much water can I actually add in there to stay with a high level of alcohol so that the alcohol keeps it shelf stable, and not too much water so that we don't get bacteria. Any questions, friends? Because I'm about ready to get off of here. Wow. Okay. You can't get into my bio? That's weird. Did you go to the link tree? Click on that little, it looks like a chain, and it says link tree. Click on that. That's where everything's at there. What herb is that? There's quite a few. This is osha root right here. Is the basis of that tincture. Osha root, mullein, grandelia. At the very bottom, prana. What herb is that? I already answered. Where do you get measurement calculations? So if you know your percentages, you have to figure out, first of all, let's just talk about a quart jar, okay? A quart jar has 32 ounces in it, okay? A gallon has 128 ounces. Google. 32 ounces, okay? So if you need only 70% glycerin, you would need to go on Google and get a, do a, what do they call them? They're a special calculator where they switch it for you. I can't think of the word. And, put in there 70% of 32 ounces, and it's going to tell you how many ounces you need. And then you need to have a scale conversion. Thank you, Cheryl. And then you just need to do that. Because each vessel is going to be different. This is a quart. That's only, 32 ounces. Your gallon's going to be a hell of a lot more in ounces. Your half a gallon's going to be less, but more than a quart. So it's not one size fits all when it comes to making medicine. It depends on, and it even depends on your herbs too. Do you want more? What are you looking for? The bottom line. Do you want more of a demulcent in an herb? Do you want it to be a more cough up, expelling, or are you looking for, an expectorant, or do you want a demulcent, which is more of a stopping you from cough, or an antispasmodic? So then you got to adjust your amounts of your herbs, because each herb does a different thing, or can do a different thing. Some of them do the same thing. And that's why you might see multiple demulcents in things, or multiple antispasmodics, because an herb does more than just one thing. It can be an antispasmodic and it could be a demulcent. So you may only need one herb versus, so it can get very, that's why you got to do your research. You got to get some good books, take some classes, You know, everybody does things different. There are millions and millions of plants out there in the world that do so many different wonderful things. And there are some herbalists that love their herbs just like I love my herbs. And there are herbs that I feel comfortable with. And other herbs that this herbalist over here may love, but I've never used them. And so you just kind of be open-minded, you know, which herb can you get easily to, you know. I'm from the United States. Where are you from, youngster? Grandchild? And thank you, because you can call me Gigi. That's what my grandkids call me, as Gigi. But anyway, friends, I wanted to share that. Please sign up for my website. Stay healthy and safe over there. It's a beautiful area from the photos. I've never been, but it's a very beautiful area. If you have any questions or anything like that, please get a hold of me. You can email me on my website, can message me here on TikTok. Please be sure to follow my other, thank you very much, Atomic Mom. I appreciate that. Follow me on my other social medias. Make sure that, you know, TikTok isn't friendly. I do have a TikTok shop, friends. I do. Somebody said something about fire cider that I totally missed. I saw it real quick and then what should I mix this fire cider with? You can mix it with water. You can mix the fire cider with fruit juice, Lori. You can mix it with whatever you want. Add honey too. I don't add honey to it. Add a little bit of honey to it. You know, if you have local honey or not local honey, that's up to you. Add some honey to it. I do for my family. You know, I had honey, but I didn't add honey to what I sell because I would think it would be more beneficial that people use local honey. And I live in Ohio, so let's say if you live in Minneapolis, the pollen from my honey isn't going to do you much good where you live, you know. How long does it last? A year, usually. 6 months to a year. 6 months to a year. So, I think that was all I was going to say. I don't think I can think of anything else. We have more tinctures to do, not right this minute, but on my list here is, let me say that. What else is on my list here? We're going to do, I need to make some more of my bronchitis support. I just need to make sure I have everything in stock as far as herbs go. I believe I used all my Grindelia yesterday, so we're going to have to leave that one out, but I have some ordered. And I'm looking at doing a hair growth tincture, something to take internally that helps with hair growth. Natural plants that give you your biotin, natural plants that give you all the minerals and benefits for helping with hair growth and hair health. Hair health, but it's internally. We are also, that's all I have up so far. I'm still looking at all my recipes and seeing what we're going to make. Is that new breed? No, we just made it. I need to look at the other one because I've got 2 different batches. I got a batch I started, I can't even remember the date. It's probably coming up really close though, just a mom. But yes. All right, friends, I'm going to hop off here. Get the day going. You guys have a wonderful day. Make sure you follow. Put notification bell on so you know when I come live. You guys have a wonderful day.